Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, your go-to source for dissecting the latest royal narratives with a critical lens. I'm Kelly, and today we're diving into a fresh label being attached to Meghan Markle by Buckingham Palace sources: the fighter. Now, what's behind this latest spin? Is this a reluctant admission of Meghan's resilience, or another subtle attempt to frame her as difficult? Let's break it down. So, Tom Quinn's latest book, Mum, The Secret Life of Royal Servants, features claims from palace insiders that Meghan Markle has earned the moniker the fighter. The quote that stands out comes from a royal staffer who acknowledges that while some people, like Kate Middleton, cope with the institution, others, like Meghan, fight back. She has been branded with many labels, but the fighter stands out as particularly complex. This label encapsulates her spirit, her determination to carve out her own path despite the numerous obstacles she faced. On the surface, it speaks to her strength, her refusal to be silenced. Meghan has consistently used her platform to advocate for issues close to her heart, from gender equality to mental health awareness. Yet it also carries a subtle undertone of negativity, painting a picture of someone combative and defiant. The media has often portrayed her as a disruptor, someone unwilling to conform to the expectations placed upon her. It is true, Meghan did not simply blend into the background of royal life. She brought with her a fresh perspective, challenging the status quo and pushing for a more progressive approach within the royal institution. She entered the institution with her own experiences, her own voice, and her own vision for a more inclusive and compassionate world. Her work in philanthropy and activism has left a lasting impact, inspiring many to follow in her footsteps. This inevitably led to clashes with tradition and, at times, open opposition. The royal family, steeped in centuries-old customs, found itself at a crossroads with Meghan's modern approach. But was her approach wrong? Was her desire to bring about change and challenge the status quo inherently problematic? Or was it a necessary step towards modernization? Was her desire to challenge the status quo inherently problematic? Or was it, in fact, a breath of fresh air, a much-needed catalyst for change in an age-old institution? Meghan's actions have sparked important conversations about the role of tradition in a rapidly evolving world. Or was it, in fact, a breath of fresh air, a much-needed catalyst for change in an age-old institution? Her efforts have not only brought attention to critical issues, but have also encouraged a more open and inclusive dialogue within the royal family and beyond. These are the questions we must grapple with as we examine the life and legacy of Meghan Markle, the fighter who dared to stand her ground. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of staying true to oneself, even in the face of adversity. Life within the British royal family often feels like a delicate balancing act. The grandeur and the public adulation come with an equally heavy burden of expectations and scrutiny. There is an expectation to conform, to fit into a mould that has been shaped over centuries, to embrace centuries-old traditions and protocols, to uphold the dignity and decorum that the institution demands. Individuality, particularly when it challenges the norm, can be met with resistance. The weight of history and tradition can often stifle personal expression. For some, coping is the chosen strategy. They adapt, they assimilate, they find ways to blend in and maintain the status quo. They quietly navigate the constraints of royal life, finding solace in the predictability of their roles. But for Meghan, silence was not an option. Her journey had been different. Her experiences unique. She had witnessed firsthand the power of using one's voice for good, the impact of speaking out and advocating for those who cannot. And she refused to relinquish that power, even within the confines of the palace walls. The palace, with all its grandeur, could not silence her spirit. This decision, to fight back against injustice and to advocate for change, was a defining characteristic of her time as a royal. It set her apart, made her a beacon of hope for many. It was a decision born not out of a desire for conflict, but from a deep-seated belief in standing up for what is right. A belief that had been nurtured long before she became a duchess. From her early days as an actress and humanitarian, Meghan had always been vocal about issues close to her heart. She had always believed in the power of her voice. And so Meghan chose to fight. She fought for her voice to be heard, for her experiences to be acknowledged, and for the stories of those marginalized to be brought to light. She fought for her voice to be heard, for her experiences to be acknowledged, and for a more inclusive and representative monarchy. For her experiences to be acknowledged and for a more inclusive and representative monarchy, she envisioned a royal family that was more in tune with the modern world. And for a more inclusive and representative monarchy, a monarchy that embraced diversity and championed equality. This fight, while undoubtedly challenging, would become her legacy. It was a path fraught with obstacles, but one she was determined to walk, a testament to her unwavering spirit and commitment to creating a better world. Her legacy would be one of courage, resilience, and an unyielding quest for justice. Meghan Markle entered the royal family with a unique perspective, one that was both refreshing and challenging to the established norms. Her background as a biracial American actress, a self-made woman with a career and a voice, stood in stark contrast to the traditional mold of the British monarchy. Meghan's journey from Hollywood to royalty was unprecedented, bringing with it a blend of modernity and diversity that the royal family had rarely seen before. She brought with her a fresh perspective, a desire to modernize the monarchy and make it more relevant in the 21st century. Meghan's vision included a more inclusive and transparent royal family, one that could connect with people from all walks of life. Her approach was not just about changing the image of the monarchy, but also about making it more accessible and relatable. This vision, however, was met with resistance from some within the institution. The royal family, steeped in centuries of tradition, found Meghan's ideas both innovative and unsettling. The clash between modernity and tradition became a focal point of her journey within the royal family. The very traditions that had defined the monarchy for centuries were now being challenged, and for some, this was unsettling. The royal protocols, ceremonies, and the very essence of what it meant to be a royal were being questioned. Meghan's presence and her ideas were a catalyst for a broader conversation about the future of the monarchy. Meghan's attempts to champion causes close to her heart, to speak out on issues such as gender equality and racial justice, were seen as a departure from the norm, a potential threat to the carefully constructed image of the royal family. Her advocacy for these causes was not just about raising awareness, but also about using her platform to drive meaningful change. Despite the pushback, Meghan remained steadfast in her commitment to using her platform for good. She continued to engage with communities, support charitable causes, and speak out on issues that mattered to her. Her resilience in the face of adversity was a testament to her dedication and her belief in the power of her voice. She refused to be silenced or to compromise her values. Meghan's determination to stay true to herself and her principles was evident in every public appearance and speech. She used her platform to highlight important social issues and to advocate for those who were often marginalized. Her efforts to modernize the monarchy, though met with resistance, sparked important conversations about the role of the royal family in a rapidly changing world. Meghan's journey was not just about her personal experiences, but also about the broader implications for the monarchy and its place in contemporary society. Her story continues to inspire and provoke thought about the future of one of the world's oldest institutions. Meghan's experience within the royal family was undeniably shaped by her racial identity. As a biracial woman marrying into a predominantly white institution, she faced a unique set of challenges and scrutiny. The British tabloid press, often relentless in their pursuit of sensational stories, fixated on her race, frequently employing coded language and harmful stereotypes in their coverage. The lack of support from within the institution, the failure to adequately address the racist and often vitriolic attacks directed at Meghan, only served to exacerbate the situation. This silence, whether intentional or not, sent a damaging message, leaving Meghan feeling isolated and unprotected. Her experience exposed the deeply ingrained biases within British society and within the monarchy itself. It sparked a long overdue conversation about race representation and the need for greater diversity and inclusivity within all levels of society. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you see the fighter label as a backhanded compliment or an attempt to reframe the narrative? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of Meghan and Harry Tales. See you next time.